Let's give it a chance to catch up to me.
Can you hear my dog barking?
It's taken a little bit. I think it's because it's snowing the entire East Coast. All right, we're here. We're caught up. We're caught up. All right, we ready?
Ready.
Okay, now I'm not going to have sound, but I can hear what's going on. Okay, ready? Everybody
Ready.
here? Y'all give us a wave. Let us know you can see us and you can hear us and everything's a working fine. For all you folks down in Florida, please put away the flip flops and watch for flopping. You know, the little critters on the trees, the iguanas, they freeze and they fall off. So be careful of falling iguanas. They do hurt when they hit you in the head. All right, so we're good. I want to introduce to you all today Bev Corder. She is a very talented artist. She does all kinds of art. She loves watercolor art. I know a lot of you all do watercolor. She does journaling, art journals. She does all kinds of crafts. She loves to make new things out of old things. And I can't think of anything better to do with your old stuff than to make something new and give it a new life. And she's going to show us how to give new life to our tatting. Now, what she's going to show you is a very unexpected technique, but after class, I'll be the one to tell you, or she can. I told her, I gave her some suggestions what this could be used for. So I hope you all enjoy the class. Make sure you give her some love. I give her a thumbs up. When she calls for questions, I will come back and read off the questions to her because she's going to be going down shot and she's not going to be able to see it, okay? So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to her and get her all set up for her debut. All right. Let me switch to, let's see if this gets the right one. Can't hear me. I grabbed the wrong button. Gotta do I'm gonna mute. You got it. You're solo. You got the stage.
Thank you. Well, my name is Bev Corder, for those of you who don't know me, and Marie Smith in Anderson, South Carolina, taught me how to tat 24 years ago. She was a wonderful teacher, and I love tatting. I learned how to tat because I was pregnant with my first child, my daughter, Kala, and I thought, oh, this would be a great portable thing to bring to the doctor's office and wait in line. And again, remember, I was a full-time mom. After I had my baby, I realized you have to watch your child. Well, tatting got put on hold for a little while, and I only dabbled in it. And I would say in the last 7 years, when my kids have been grown and gone, and I've been able to pick up a little bit more of tatting. One thing that I love to do is add tatting into my art journals. And today we are talking about a form of art journaling, and that is artist trading cards. Now, I like to term them artist tatting cards. And I'm going to read this for you so that I get this correct. The artist trading card project started in 1997 in Switzerland by an artist who hosted the first swap. What he did was take little tiny cards and put them out on the display and told everybody to take one and pass it along. People love artist trading cards because they're tiny, they're quick and easy to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you a couple of the artist tatting cards that I have created. And then we're going to look at some other examples of where I've added tatting into my art journals. And we're going to finish off with 3 cards. I'm going to go ahead and move my phone down. So if you get dizzy, you don't like that look away for just a second. I'll let you know when I'm done. Okay, time to look again. So here are some artist tatting cards that I have completed. And Tammy, does that look good, or is that upside down for everybody?
It's upside down.
Okay, I'm going to just work upside down. And is it in landscape mode? Does it look okay?
It looks great.
Okay, great. This is a card that I cut out. All artist trading cards are 2.5 by 3 inches. And that is really the only thing that you have to be careful of. These are the same sizes as baseball cards, as your playing cards most of the time. There are lots of different cards that are this size. And that's, if you're going to trade your artist trading cards, you want to keep them to this size. You can find a lot of different Facebook groups where you can trade these cards. Now, why I like to add tatting is because I feel like tatting has a texture to it that you cannot reproduce with any other mediums. So this particular card I cut directly from a holiday card that I got this year. And by the way, this is a very appropriate card because we are having an event in Augusta, Georgia. I right now see white stuff falling from the sky. And I love this card because it reminds me of winter. The tatting that I put on this card was actually a piece of tatting that I created. It was supposed to be a border for something, and I did not like it. So I cut the tatting, I put glue where I cut, and then I glued it directly to the card. Hopefully you can see exactly what I've done. I named this card Winter Walks, and on the back, I put where it says the artist tatting card. This is another hallmark of the artist tatting card, is showing who did it, if you have a name, if you add any notes to it. So there's one. I did add a little bit of brown to the side, and I got it on the tatting. You might be able to see a little bit of the brown on the tatting, but I really like the way that looks. Here is a second card. All right, Tammy, you got to tell me if this is correct. Does this look right? It's right side up?
It's off to the left. You want to turn it? That you was going the right direction. Perfect.
Okay, now I got it.
All right.
Thank you. This one I tatted around a cabone ring, and then I used one of my favorite products, Glossy Accents, and filled it just to highlight a little bit of the flower. I had drawn some of the flower in and added a piece, but tatting around the cabone ring was something I thought really made it special, really stand out. And this is one of my favorite ones. I call it the key. I don't know if y'all can figure out why. I hope so. There's lots of different keys on there. And I used a sticker that said, art is the key to happiness. Now, what I did with tatting here is I just tatted a chain. I had long picots, short picots, no picots. And I wanted it to look like the tatting was coming out of this paint right here. So I was able to twist the chain around a little bit, the side that the picots were on, to give it a little bit different movement. And here are a few more artist tatting cards that I've done. I've not added any sort of tatting to them yet, but they're just hand-drawn cards. And one important factor about the artist trading cards is that you are not supposed to sell them at all. In fact, if you do sell them, you're only supposed to sell them under the name artist cards. It's really supposed to be a way to celebrate and exchange free art. Now, I told you that with this one, I took the card directly from a greeting card. What I do is I made a frame. This is 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches. And this frame helps me look at a bigger piece of paper, a bigger picture, to tell what would look good and what wouldn't. Now, your cards can be horizontal, they can be vertical. It doesn't matter. What really matters is just the size. And this frame helps me look. This is just a page from a calendar. Amazon actually sent me a 2024 calendar instead of a 2025, and they told me just go ahead and keep it. So I kept it, and I'm going to use it to cut up for artist trading cards. But when you have a frame like this with a hole cut out the middle, you can really see what you think would look better. Sometimes little areas that you don't expect can look a lot better than what you think. Even using this to have only part of the butterfly showing, to me, I think it looks really neat. It looks artsy like this, but you would never know that if you didn't have the frame to show you. All right, before we go on and start an artist trading card, I wanted to show you a couple examples of other areas that I have used tatting. One of my favorites is this is my tablet, and I got a clear case for it. I painted a painting inspired by Van Gogh, and then I just did little teeny tiny rings with picots to make, well, hundreds of flowers, and I glued those on. I thought that the entire piece put together was very interesting, one of my favorites. I've also used tatting in a lot of different art journals. Here I used it as a tab for the page. This is one of my favorite journals that I've used. I have tatting throughout all of this. Here are a lot of edgings and just little flowers that I've done, little doodles that I've done. I like them just to use whenever I think that they would fit. Again, here are some more edgings. And look at how well this yellow pops off of the darker color, the contrary color underneath. I put it on a little tag and glued the tag into the book. I want to show you also this one. This page would not be the same. This is just a tag. And there's no way that this would be the same if I did not put that tatted flower in the middle. it complements the other colors, but what it does is it really brings this flower off the page and it brings it to life. And finally, I have one more to show you, one more journal to show you. And here, this is a page with a bicycle on it. And you can see the bicycle has a basket and it's filled with tatted flowers. And that's really the first thing that you look at. So here are just some ways that you can use tatting. Like I used, cut out a picture of this woman and she is holding the butterfly. All right, now to the main event. We are going to work on some artist trading cards. And Tammy, let me ask you if there are any questions before I get started.
All right, anybody got any questions about anything before she gets started? Hi, Mary. Doesn't look like we have any. Hi, Aurora. So glad you came. No questions. It's all yours, dear.
Great. Here is an artist trading card that I did, and the background is just paint. I doodled a little bit of leaves at the top. I put a circle on. I cut out the dragonfly, and then the magic happens with the tatting. I made the tatting look like a branch with some little flowers or leaves or buds coming out. I left the tails of the tatting very long so that I could sew the smaller sticks. What I like to do when I glue is use this glue bottle. You can get them off Amazon for very inexpensive. You fill it, and this is my favorite glue right here, the Art Glitter Glue. And Art Glitter Glue does not have any actual glitter in it, but it does hold, it really holds cotton thread to paper very, very well. So to finish off this card, I've already punched holes in where I would like the end of the stem to go. And I'm just going to do a little bit of a running stitch. And we'll finish off making the stem. It's
You're out of
very
camera
easy.
shot, Bev.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It is very easy to stitch into paper. A lot of people don't think about doing it, but the thread, the tatting thread, really adds a lot of extra texture and visual look. So I'm just going to keep going along. I'm done. And then I'm going to show you how I finished everything in the end. I am, maybe a little bit lazy. I really like to finish everything with some glue. It's a lot easier. I'll probably tie a little bit of a knot, but glue off the very ends to secure it. There we go. We have our final stick. I will cut it. Add a little bit of glue. Hold it for just a second, and it will be secure. And then what I can do to cut the thread right there is to add my artist trading card where you can fill out the information, your name, if you want to give it a title, whatever you want people to know about it. And then we'll glue that on. And the back will look nice and neat too. So here is another picture, another shot of the tatting that really pulls it all together, and in my opinion helps it it helps make it look like it has some sense to it, some story to it. Okay, now something else about the artist trading cards is that you can have rectangular sharp edges, or you can have edges. That part doesn't matter. Whatever you like. I rounded the edges because I liked the round edges on the bowl here. And what I'm going to do on this one is take some little teeny tiny flowers I made and glue them on. Again, I'm going to use my glue with a very small tip. And let me show you what I did to create little teeny tiny flowers. I have here, I think a size 10. And all I did was create a ring. I like to do a Josephine ring just because I think that's pretty. I start with a double stitch, and then I just do the first half for about 5, 6, 7 times. And then I finish with the second half, pull it tight, and I make my little tiny flower. And then I literally cut it off at the very edge of the flower. I'll do that again so you can see how close I cut it. And when you glue it on, it will stay just right. It's not going to unravel because you've used your glue to keep it on the card. And then what I'll do is randomly place these flowers with a small dot of glue. I have some purple, I have some pink. I chose the purple because it was a complementary color to the orange terracotta bowl. You can also do any of these flowers with small picots. You can do them. I also like to do several double stitches in the ring and then do a couple of graduated picots where they go larger and smaller. I love the Josephine rings though. Those are my absolute favorite. And there you go. So we have our background. We have our design element, which would be the tatting. See if I can get the light on there a little bit more so that you see the tatting. And then I like to add a phrase. And I've picked out a couple of phrases that I thought would be nice. And so this one, I think I'm going to use the word dream and put it right up top. You do not have to put words on it, but I really enjoy putting the words on it. And again, I'm going to use my glue with the thin nozzle. It doesn't take much of this art glitter glue. And we have our artist trading card done. This background was part of a scrapbooking pack. So you saw before that I used I've hand-drawn backgrounds. You could use a card, a calendar, scrapbooking, whatever you find that you like. And I have one more card that I would like to show you. This one is also from a scrapbooking background, and it has little butterflies on it, so I'm sure y'all can guess what we're going to do. I've already put some stamps around the outside, some ink around the outside to darken it up a little bit. But I feel like these butterflies don't show up too much. So I am going to use some gesso to paint on it with my finger. That's right, with my finger. And just go around a little bit to let these butterflies pop out. And there's nothing right, nothing wrong. I just want to, what they call, push back the background so it's not as bright. I'm going to take a baby wipe, just a regular baby wipe that you can get at Walmart or the grocery store. Take a little bit of that gesso off, making sure that you can still see the butterflies. Finish up right down here. Going back to my baby wipe. What I really want to do is make sure that we have a good background for the tatting to come onto. All right, so can you all guess what the tatting's going to be? Did you guess butterfly? Because if you guessed butterfly, you were absolutely correct. And I will just use my glue to go straight onto the cotton thread. It is easier to glue cotton thread than it is to glue the polyester thread. And with a small nozzle, it makes it easy. Oh, gotta get the antenna right. Hold it down for just a second. And you can see how the tatted butterfly mimics the other butterflies, but really, really pops so much more. It makes it so much more interesting. And then finally, I love to add my words. And this is a sticker I have, and it says, "Use your wings." A lot of times on stickers, I like to just add a little bit of glue. And there we have it. If you feel inspired, you can always take a black pen and go around. A lot of people like to do this just to make it look like it's a little bit more drawing. Little doodling. You can add some leaves, which I'm trying to do upside down. We'll see how those turn out. And the reason why I would think about adding the black drawing is just because I added the black words and I wanted a little bit more black to show up in the card. So as you can see, these artist trading cards are so easy and quick to make. All of those little pieces, the bits and bobs of tatting that you have that you've cut off because they haven't quite been right, because you started a pattern and you weren't quite sure how to do it. All of those little pieces are kept. There's something that you can use them for. And then these are bits of art that you can share with other people. But Tammy and I were talking about using this as your business card. If you're talking to somebody and you want to explain to them what is tatting, what a wonderful way to show them what tatting is. And then you can put your information on it. Well, Tammy, I think that about covers what artist trading cards are. And let me know what questions people might have.
Well, I haven't seen any questions come up, but you know, we've got a lot of people in the class that are scrapbookers, journalers,
Perfect.
and we have students that come to class to learn how to tat so they could use it in their journals. And this is something that's right up their alley. I've seen a couple of people say they can't wait to get started on their own. So I think this class was a great class. It was a fun class. How many of you all enjoyed the class? Give her a thumbs up and let her know. And try this. I mean, all of us, we all have little tat bits is what I call them.
Yes.
And nobody knows what to do with the tat bits. So now we got a place to put them. And we've got a place to reflect too. Do you remember the lesson on our sample book? Those sample books, you can get card holders for these cards. And you can keep samples in your sample book of your cards. You can add that to your library. So see, it's got a use in tatting. And if you notice, tatting can find its home in all crafts. So there you go, folks.
Let me show you real quick. This is how I keep my bits and bobs organized. This is just a scrapbooking. I just got it from, I don't know, Michael's, Joann's, Amazon.
Yep.
And they have the little pockets in all those times where I mess up. In fact, over here is just a teeny tiny chain.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's nothing.
Yeah.
But it will look so good.
Exactly. And you notice she's got larger pieces in the book. Think of a Christmas card. Everybody sends Christmas cards. You can tat up something, attach it to the card, and give your card a three-dimensional look.
That's a great idea.
So, yeah, I mean, tatting can be used in a lot of ways. A lot of ways. It's like I said, the theme of these classes is that it's not doilies anymore. And that's what we've been working on all this time. A postcard, right, Mary?
That's fabulous.
Yeah, there's so many ways you could use it. And I think it's fascinating. Hey, don't worry about typos. We learned typos just a long time ago. But, those are gorgeous. Those are absolutely gorgeous.
But every one of these has a small mistake in them. Every single one.
But, you know, someone that doesn't tat doesn't see those mistakes.
Well, and the greatest thing is that when you have a mistake and you use glue, a lot of times you can hide it. That's right. That's right.
So, Bev, this has been a wonderful class, and we do thank you so much for showing us this.
Thank you so much for having me.
Really enjoyed it.
Good.
Okay, Kathleen Lingle, she's another artist. She's done ATCs as a wildlife artist, but she never thought of combining her tatting along with it.
So I could see grasses.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Mary Atler, she makes journals. Dare B, I met Dare B in a lace shop on Facebook. Her and I both buy vintage laces from the lady that runs that lace shop. It's called Crafty Me Shop, and it's
Okay.
all vintage laces and appliques.
Mm.
And I've known Dearby, what, a couple of years, Dearby, isn't it? A couple, 3 years. And she makes journals, but hers are lace journals. And she's got all kinds of laces in her journals. So, you hit on something that all of them like.
Good.
So, and they're thanking you. They are enjoying themselves today. And we hope you bring us some more inspiration like this in the future and teach another class for us. They seem to like what you got to offer.
I will absolutely be more things to teach.
All right.
I love sharing this.
Oh, I know. And you're such a wonderful teacher. Y'all have to go meet her in person. Okay, folks. She goes to Palmetto Tat Days every year, the convention that they have. You will meet her in person. Now, remember, she's T90. Okay. And if it's windy, we got to hold on to her because she's going to get away. All right. So
that's not the truth.
Well, don't be out there playing in that snow. You'll get frostbite.
I see snow. I see actual snow right now out my window. I'm in shock.
Well, all right. You ready for the shocker? New Orleans is getting 10 inches of snow. They have not had a blizzard until today.
Oh my goodness. 10 inches.
10 inches. Where I'm at, we're in line for 4 to 6 inches and ice on top of it.
Oh my goodness. Oh, be careful.
They've not seen snow here in about 10 years.
Are you seeing snow now?
We got some flurries out there, but it's not sticking yet. But they've already brined the highway and everything. So
good.
He's went and made the mad dash for the milk and bread, and these people aren't buying milk and bread. So if anybody needs any, just let me know. We can run to Walmart and get a whole truckload. Teresa says she's getting 3 to 6 inches. Kathleen's in Nebraska. She's not got any snow. It's blown away by what's happening down here. Mavis, she's in Canada. She's got a blizzard up there. Katia's in Canada. She's probably got the same deal going on there. And let's see, where all are we from, folks? Last time we had somebody in here from Finland.
Wow.
So, yeah, we get people from Japan, China, Finland, Belgium, France, Italy, you name it. Aurora's in Venezuela.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. So we are worldwide. So you are now officially a known artist, my dear.
Wow. Oh, I did want to say, if anybody wanted to look me up, they can find me on a bit of this and tat.com. And if you're on Instagram, I am Bev Corder Art. Very original.
Go look at her website. You can see some of her artwork. It's amazing, folks. It really is. Things that she's made, junk to treasures is what I'm going to call it.
That's perfect.
And it's amazing what she's done with some things that she's just found here and there. And y'all try it, because if you bring your tatting into it, it makes it even more special. And when you give it as a gift, it is handmade. It's no longer junk. It is treasure.
Yes, absolutely.
So try it and have fun with it. And she'll come back. I'll talk her into it. We'll get her in here again.
I'll come back. I've got some more ideas in my mind.
All right. Anytime, Bev. We'd love to have you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
It has been a blast. Now, for all of you, for homework, I want everybody to try this. And I want you to share it in the group Facebook page. Pam's here. She will make sure that your posts get posted for you. And I want to see all your trading cards. And I want Bev to be able to see what she taught you today.
I would love to see some.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be amazing. I just know I've got some fantastic students. I can't complain. So, with that, that'll be the end of class today. But I wanted to share a few things with you guys that you can use just around your own home. Okay. You've got buttons. You can use buttons, do some tatting on a button, and you've got tatting on a button to go on your card. Okay. You can sit there and you can tat like she did on a cabone ring. You can use Elmer's glue. You don't have to have artist glues and stuff until you learn the technique of doing this. You can use ink. You can use magic markers. You can use whatever you can lay your hands on. This is a project that makes you think outside the box. It will help you in your design as well if you decide to go on in design tatting, because you have to learn to think outside the box to become a designer and a good designer, because everybody does rings and chains. What do you do with yours is different. And that's where you think outside the box. And this class today taught you how to think outside the box. So express yourself, use your creativity, and let's see what you got. All right. So with that, we'll end the class for today. And I want to wish everyone a great rest of your week. I know most of the country is going to be shoveling snow. Be careful. For us older women, let's sit inside and do some tatting. That's what I'm going to be doing. So for the rest of you, stay safe, stay warm, and we'll see you next week. You all have a wonderful week. Don't forget Katia's class tomorrow on Tatting Muse, and Sue Fuller's design class on Thursday at Sue K Creates. You all have a wonderful rest of the week, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.